Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the final round of INTAN Stand&Speak Talk Your Way to the Top 2018. Now, today's grand finale is indeed remarkable, as we will get the chance to witness the best of orators in the civil service, demonstrating their oratory prowess for the next hour. Indeed, there are many talented public servants out there, and for this year's competition, we found 29 who made it to the semi-final round, and today we're going to listen to the 10 finalists. This certainly debunks the notion that public servants are not excellent public speakers. Can we all agree on that? So, what is the competition without the judges? Let me introduce the distinguished panel of judges for today's competition. Professor Dr. Abhimanyu Virakumarasivam, Chairman of Young Scientists Network, Academy of Sciences Malaysia, who is also the head judge. Welcome, Professor. Puan Punita Veni Muthusamy, Deputy Head of Cluster, Cluster for Expertise Development INTAN. Welcome, Puan. Encik Nur Anwar Hadi bin Nur Azman, content creator, writer, and social media influencer. Thank you, Encik Anwar Hadi. To all judges, we really appreciate your presence and commitment to be here today despite your busy schedule. Last but not least, allow me to introduce an equally important person, our timekeeper, Ms. Lai Yun Hui from Cluster of Language Excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, before I proceed, I'd like to explain the rules and procedures of today's grand finale. The theme of today's competition is patriotism, and the speakers were given the topics 30 minutes before their presentation. They have 3 minutes to speak on their topics. The bell will be rung once at the second minute and twice when the 3 minutes is up. The speakers have prepared and worked hard to be here today, so they deserve our respect and consideration. In the spirit of this, please turn off all electronic devices or put them on silent mode, and if you need to exit or re-enter the room during the contest, please do so between presentations and not while the presentation is in progress. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin the final round of INTAN Stand&Speak Talk Your Way to the Top 2018.
It was Saturday. Everybody was glued in front of television watching the hockey finals in the Asian Games. Did you watch the game? No. Everyone cheered goal when the Malaysian team scored 5-2 in the beginning. And then everyone could feel that we could win that night. We could win the gold medal until the Japanese team finally picked up. And then during the penalty shootout, we lost. You heard me? We lost the game, ladies and gentlemen. But we did not lose the support of all Malaysians from all walks of life who came to watch the show. They watched the show from television in their country, everywhere in the world. We did not lose this. They didn't care that the player is a Malay, or a Chinese, or an Indian, or a Sabahan or Sarawakian. All they care is that the player is Malaysian, and so are we Malaysian. Ladies and gentlemen, when you say Sayangi Malaysiaku, the bond that unites us, what do you see, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Malaysians? I see 3 things. First, food. Second, sports. And third, we stick together during good and bad times as Malaysians. First point on food. Do you still remember when Ahmad Saleh tried to teach us how to cook rendang? It sparked anger among all Malaysians. Everybody was so angry. We take our rendang seriously, ladies and gentlemen. We don't only eat it during Hari Raya, not just Hari Raya Aidil Fitri. We had it during Hari Raya Aidil Adha, and also since I'm half Indian, my mom even cooked rendang during Deepavali as well. This is a serious business, and one of the candidates during the election has rendang in his manifesto. Who is that? You got me, Azwan Ali. Rendang is a serious business, ladies and gentlemen. Going to my second point, as I narrated earlier, sports unites all Malaysians. And going to my third point, during good and bad times, we are all united as Malaysians. Do you still remember in 2014, ladies and gentlemen, when we lost two of our flights, MH370 and MH17? All Malaysians from all walks of life came together in support and solidarity for the victim and their family of the ill-fated flight. And also another example is on the double parapet. How many of you have contributed to the double parapet? Can I see a show of hands? Excellent. It shows that we want to help Malaysia to make it a better country in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, quoting Dr. Mahathir, this is not about me. This is not about you. This is about all of us, our country. We have to see the world sometimes using the eyes of our children. We see hope, we see dreams, and also we see superheroes. And the superhero is us, all of us, who made Malaysia what it is today. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you, Puan Nadia.
Merdeka! 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 This was the declaration that was made by Tunku Abdul Rahman on 31st August 1957, 61 years ago. And on the 16th of September, we will be celebrating the Malaysia Day together with the people of Sabah and Sarawak. I think most of you will be wondering, what kind of clothes are these guys wearing? So this is the traditional clothes of the Kadazan Dusun ethnics in Sabah, which is called gaun. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia Baharu, the epitome of change. When we talk about change, change is something that we must go through because change is needed for us to be better, to move forward. Malaysia Baru is not about just the government changes to a new era, but we, the rakyat, are the one should be the change. What change that I am talking about here is the change for us to be united together. Unity is not something we can achieve by one day's work. It's achieved from years ago, but from now on, as the millennials, we must work together in achieving this unity. Unity, when we talk about unity, the first thing that if you can see, personally for me, when we go to Sabah, Sarawak, because I can see a lot of many friends, even from the Semenanjung, even from the Sarawak to Sabah, or maybe Sabah to Sarawak, they experience the culture. At first, they be telling me, hey, I don't want to go to Sabah, I don't want to go to Sarawak, because this is a new place for me. But when they see the unity that we have achieved in Sabah and Sarawak, finally they say, this is the place where I want to be. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have a big round of applause for the 10 contestants that are here today? And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what I call unity. Because I didn't see a Malay clapping for another Malay. I didn't see a Chinese clapping for another Chinese, or Indian clapping to another Indian. But I see a Malaysian cheering for another Malaysian. And that is why we must always start with the simple things. Greet the person beside you. Say hello to the person behind you. And I shall end this speech with the words by Helen Keller, which say, one person makes a small change, but a big community makes the bigger change. With that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jared.
Malaysia, Malaysia, Malaysia. That is what we are, who we are. I'm standing here today wearing a kain batik, which is in a form of sari. That is what Malaysia is. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon, and I'm here to talk about our nation's strength. What do we have as a strength? What are the strengths that we can see? Love,
compassion, unity. This is what builds Malaysia. I would like to share a story, or rather something that I have experienced personally. I studied in Indonesia in the year 2006. If you all remember, we had the killer Jawa quake. I was one of the victims of that Jawa quake. When I went during my first year, I went there as a Malaysian Indian. So we used to have our communities by ourselves, the Indians with the Indians, Malays and Chinese. But that one day has changed our thinking of what Malaysia is. 5:57 a.m. in the morning, when the quake took place, everything was about to fall. Everything was about to rumble. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? Because my friends were not around. They have left for Bali for a holiday, and I'm there alone. What was I going to do? Somehow, I ran out. I ran out of my hostel, and I stood there, and I was just lost. And then we had a group of seniors with different races who came, got us along, all Malaysians, together, and they made sure that all of us were there together. They had a head count. And then we had the Malaysian Army send an Air Force plane for us. When we went there, we were brought back to Malaysia safely. That is what our strength is as a nation. I hope we always keep that in mind. Ladies and gentlemen, I grew up knowing Malaysia with a diversified culture. When I grew up, there was one poet called Rabindranath Tagore. I'm not sure if you all are aware of him. He was the first Asian Nobel laureate, So this is what he said. Where mind is without fear, you held your head up high. Where knowledge is free, into the haven of freedom. My father, let my country awake. My father, let my country awake. Thank you.
Thank you, Bangsa.
Malaysia at 61 can be an exemplary elder sisters to other nations in its region. Because Malaysia at 61 has stepped forward and proved that it was never too late to set things right. Malaysia has its greatest weapon, unity. At 61, Malaysia has proven that change is not something it cannot achieve. But it is now time for Malaysians who wanted that change to be the change they wanted. And how do we do that? Malaysians must show that they cannot become first world nation by having third world mentality. We are the people who wanted to clean up the system, then we should start ensuring that our public toilets are clean after use. We are the people who wanted corruption to be wiped away, and we are the people who should stop offering bribery when we are caught for an offense. Malaysia at 61 has to prove that GDP is not the only thing that reflects the prosperity of the nation. The prosperity of its nation is reflected by its citizens. When there is righteousness in the heart, there is beauty in character. When there is beauty in character, there's harmony at home. And when there's harmony at home, there's order in nation. And only when there's order in nation, that there will be peace in the world. At 61, Malaysians should stop asking what the country has done for us and start asking what we as Malaysians have done for the country. At 61, Malaysia could show the rest of the world that its people not only want change, its people are those who live and die for change. Freedom. When we say freedom, the price is high. And today I tell you that at 61, Malaysia must show that Malaysians are for Malaysia. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mara.
During the installation of His Majesty, the 5th King of Malaysia, Sultan Muhammad V, I was the master of ceremony. When I summoned, ladies and gentlemen, and now the Grand Family will present the Kerajaan Keris. Yang Di-Pertuan Agong will draw the keris and kiss the saber. This is a symbol of I am now for all. Not many people know that the metal is collected from every single state in the country. And we brought it back to Istana Negara, the blacksmith, the pandai besi, molded it to become a keris. When His Majesty kissed the saber, I am now for all, the protector, the bond that unites all of us. Saya tak jaga kedah lagi dah. Kita tak jaga belakang, jaga belakang. In Istana Negara, I am the protocol officer, and I remind everyone that yellow is a forbidden color. It's not like in Thailand, when the Thailand people show loyalty, they wear yellow. See, as far as people will wear the same color with the king, Jafar Mongkut Sangkarit Bawariyate Chulalongkorn. In Malaysia, it's exclusive to His Majesty the King. In Istana Negara, every time people come, people will do menjunjung duli. But surprisingly, especially the young generation, they forgot how to do it. This is too high, like Ultraman. This is Kapun Hao. And this is definitely from Piramli Film. It is forgotten when it's actually institutional memory. We inherited this from our ancestors. Today, in Istana Negara, there are so many parties trying to create controversial issues to tarnish the image of the young Di-Pertuan Agong. They forgot that the inception of independence is actually when all the Malay rulers congregate to fight against Malayan Union. The fight has happened a long time ago. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you proud as a Malaysian. The color of the flag, the blue that unites, the white honesty, red bravery, and most of all, royal institution that bond all of us. As long as we uphold it, firmly believe in it, and keep it near to our heart, Malaysia will be Malaysia. Sayangi Malaysia. Congratulations.
Ask not what your country can give to you, but ask yourself this question: what can you give to your country? Talking about Malaysia Baharu, the epitome of change, reminds me of the recent general election. I was the presiding officer, also known as KTM, in Labuan. So in my list, I have 739 voters in my station alone. A week before the election, I went to the briefing, and the speaker at that time told me, you guys don't have to worry about the numbers because most of the time, less than 70% of the voters would come. Less than 70%. Election day, 5 p.m., seal the door, bam. Can you guess, out of 739 voters, how many turned up? 718. 97% of my list. The highest record ever in the history of Labuan. That event truly gives the definition of the word democracy, which comes from the Greek words demos, kratos, power of the people. Growth is painful. Change is painful. But nothing is more painful than being stuck in a place where you don't belong. Winston Churchill once said, to improve, you need to change. To become perfect, you need to change often. You won't reach the place you want to be if you remain where you are. To conclude, be the change that you would love to see in this world. Is it going to be easy? No. There will be obstacles, There will be doubters. There will be mistakes. But does all the struggles worth it? Yes. Remember, with efforts and determination, now not even the sky can be your limit. Raise your wings. Dare to fly. Over to you, Professor.
On the 13th of July, around 2 months back, I got a call from a very good friend of mine. He said, "Hey Sui, could you be my MC for my wedding dinner?" I said, "Yeah, why not? Of course." I agreed on the spot. I was truly honored, and I agreed without hesitation. Now I went to the dinner with a full set of vibrant purple-colored baju Melayu with songkok and glittering sapit. Now you must be wondering, why was I wearing a full set of baju Melayu? This very good friend of mine, he's a Malay marrying a Chinese lady. Now, as you could picture how the dinner looks like, everyone from different backgrounds, culture, race, religions came together, they talked together, they mingled around, they sat around on the same table. It was very, very grand event. Now, halfway through the dinner, I introduced my friend, the groom, up onto the stage to give his speech. He came up to the stage, took the mic, and said, "Thank you very much, everyone. Very happy to see all of you." What he said next touched my heart deeply. He said this: "I want to thank Sui for becoming my MC tonight. Sui to me is like my brother from another mother." Now, ladies and gentlemen, that immediately sent a sense of warmth and gratitude and also pride in my heart. The pride of living in this beautiful country where unity and harmony transcends all race, religion, and culture. This is Malaysia at 61, a country that could. Now, it's very normal for us to have Malay friends, Chinese friends, Indian friends, and it's an absolute norm for us to have nasi lemak as breakfast, chicken rice as lunch, and roti canai as dinner. Now, with this vast diversity of race, religion, and culture, we have come to such a level of maturity that we see each other as brothers and sisters. Today, as I stand on this platform, I am very proud to say that we, Malaysians, are the prime example of how a multicultural country should be. We are a country of acceptance. We are a country of respect. And we are a country of tolerance. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Malaysia at 61, the country that could. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Encik.
I grew up in a government quarters. So naturally, I have a diverse group of friends. And my best friend is Faiza. We played together, we rode bicycle together, we climbed trees together. And she was my thickest friend. Our friendship from primary school until secondary school remains strong. And when I moved to study further, university, I met Karen. And she was my best friend. We are like twins, unidentical twins, of course, because she is fair and I am, but we share so many stories together. We share studies, assignments, and the most important thing is that she taught me the value of being patient. I used to be a very hot-tempered person, and she taught me to have some patience in life. Faiza, Karen, and I, we are different. We are different in our skin color, our race, religion, our culture, beliefs, tradition. But what binds us together is our friendship and love that we have for each other. We are special. Each and every one of us are very special. And that is the uniqueness in us. Today, I'm standing here for this Speak to Your Top contest, and I met wonderful people like Jonathan, Malar, Payal, and so many others. And I extend my hand for their friendship because I want to learn something from them, and that gives the meaning for your life. Because just like these petals bind together to form a beautiful flower, that is us, you and me. We are the petals bind together to be a beautiful flower called Malaysia. So let's stay united and may peace prevail. Thank you.
Thanks to save the best for last. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jonathan Xavier, and I'm from the Ministry of International Trade and Industry. And I'm here to let you in on a secret, a well-known secret that is. And do you know what makes the world go round? Don't say gravity, this is not a science documentary. Do you have any idea what makes the world go round? Money, power, politics, some may even say women. Women make the world go round, by the way. But they're all correct answers, but what ties them all together? What is the underlying factor that acts as check and balance? What is the thing that preserves humanity? It's love. It's love, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm here to talk about love. Love is the secret that I talked about earlier. But what has this got to do with Malaysia? Well, patriotism in the 21st century in Malaysia involves love. Why? Let me give you an approximation. We all watched Titanic, right? Anybody here has not watched the movie yet? Okay, never mind. Okay, it's a wonderful movie. Very nice movie, ridiculous ending by the way, but wonderful movie. And the point is, Malaysia is Titanic. We're strong, we're steady, we've made wonderful progress. We came all the way from job creation and poverty reduction in the 1960s to now 3D printing, automation and artificial intelligence. That's progress for you. And we're strong, we're steady, we're a third world success story. But what is our iceberg? Our iceberg is unity. You know, don't get me wrong. We have unity. We have unity right here. You can see unity. You can feel unity. But just like a fish that takes its water for granted, we have taken the preservation of unity for granted. We still see people poking and prodding at sensitive issues that come up in the media. So the point is, why is the preservation of unity important? It's important because the progress of Malaysia depends on it. Lincoln said in his speech once, a house divided cannot stand on its own. My father said the same thing. He's right here, Mr. Francis Davis, taking pictures, very proud. And a house divided cannot stand on its own. Another person said the same thing. Kofi Annan said that embrace diversity as a source of strength. Now we have three different things. We have love, we have diversity, we have unity. That's Malaysia for you. And how do we preserve that unity is love. We have to use love to preserve that unity, and it's high time that we get over our insecurities and love. The thing with Asians, the thing with Malaysian people is that we love one another. If I question any one of you right now and ask you what you know about your friend, you say, yes, I have a Malay friend, I have an Indian friend, I have all kinds of friends, but why don't you express the same kind of love you express to your friend, to your neighbor? Love your neighbor as you love yourself, as God loves you. Ladies and gentlemen, love one another. Make Malaysia great again. That's patriotism for you. That's privilege. Thank you very much.
Those were 10 remarkable speakers we've just witnessed and heard. Let's give them a big round of applause. Well done. I now call upon the head judge, Professor Dr. Abhimanyu Virakumarasivam, to give some feedback and comments on the presentations. Dipersilakan, Professor.
I thought I was going to have something prepared.
Yes, please.
So I wish I had some time to deliberate that with my fellow judges, but I'm going to assume that you're going to agree on what I'm going to say. right? First of all, I think I cannot understate how impressed I am by the talent that was shown today. So let's give them a round of applause again. Just being in the private service sector, it's easy to make fun of people in the public sector for the stuff that we've been seeing on TV, over the years. But I must say that there's definitely hope, with our public service, and I'm excited to watch TV again, and listen to what the public servants have to say. I think again, when we assess, we always look at three main things. The first one is obviously clarity, and that's how clear the message is actually conveyed. The second is then the content, and I think in the context of clarity, everyone was super clear, and it's really no wonder because you've already had lots of training, and also you are the best of the best that we've seen here. In the context of content, I again was impressed that you were able to, everyone, the theme was quite clear to us. You showed sufficient passion in delivering the content. But I guess I'm a little biased. Maybe for me, I like to see a bit of drama. And I think only one speaker actually stated that perhaps we should work on that unity. Perhaps we are not as united. Sometimes, in these positions, and I think, as civil servants, sometimes we are too, I don't know the word in English, but I think you'll know, schema. We like to say what we think we need to say, but sometimes we have to say the hardest things. Because the purpose of communicating is to not just communicate what you want to say, but to shift what your audience are listening and hearing so that you can actually impact behavioral changes and hopefully impact that change that you want. So the only challenge I'll have in the context of content is that try to push the boundaries. Try to not stay in that safe zone, right? In the context of charisma, all of you are fitter than me, all of you are cuter than me, all of you are so charming. I can't say anything more than just bravo. And with that, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of INTAN Stand&Speak. Talk Your Way to the Top 2018. The judges will now convene to finalize the scoring, and the results will be announced during the closing ceremony at 3 p.m. today, which will be officiated by Dato' Burhan bin Dollah, the Director General of the Public Service. Meanwhile, relax and stay around for the closing ceremony. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon. Yang berbahagia, Dato' Burhan bin Dollah, Director General of Public Service. Yang berbahagia, Dato' Suryani binti Dato' Ahmad, Director of the National Institute of Public Administration, INTAN. Yang berbahagia, Dato' Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, Director General of Health, Ministry of Health. Yang berbahagia, Dato', Yang Berusaha, Dr. distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the closing ceremony of INTAN Stand&Speak, Talk Your Way to the Top 2018. On behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to thank Yang Berbahagia Dato' Burhan bin Dollah for gracing this event. Yang Berbahagia Dato', for your information, the 10 finalists had demonstrated remarkable oratory skills, and they have proved that we have many excellent public speakers in the public service. Today's competition is a culmination of the coaching and mentoring workshops which led the participants to the semi-final and finally to the grand finale. Here's a brief explanation of today's competition. The theme is patriotism. The speakers were given their topics 30 minutes before their presentation, and they had 3 minutes to speak. Despite the short preparation time, Dato', I must say they did exceptionally well. Here's a montage of events leading to the grand finale.
away, 'cause we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. With the sharpest words wanna cut me down, with the sin of blood gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, 'cause today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades, reaching for the sun. Yeah, that's what we become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words wanna cut me down, I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. This is me. Sharpest words wanna cut me down. I'm gonna send the blood, gonna drown them out. This is brave, this is bruised, this is who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. Here I come. This is me. This is me.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Suryani binti Datuk Ahmad, the Director of INTAN, to say a few words. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan Datuk.
Thank you, Madam MC. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon to everyone. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yang berbahagia Datuk Borhan bin Dollah, Ketua Pengarah Perkhidmatan Awam Malaysia. Yang berbahagia Datuk Dr. Nur Hisham Abdullah, Ketua Pengarah Kesihatan, Kementerian Kesihatan. TKSU, pengarah-pengarah bahagian di JPA, datuk-datuk, datin-datin, dan semua div-div jemputan yang dikasihi sekalian. Pertama sekali saya ingin mengucapkan ribuan terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Datuk Borhan bin Dollah, Ketua Pengarah Perkhidmatan Awam, yang sudi hadir ke majlis penyampaian hadiah dan penutupan program INTAN Stand and Speak, Talk Your Way to the Top. Yang Berbahagia Datuk KPPA, datuk-datuk, datin-datin, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, izinkan saya berucap dalam bahasa Inggeris bersesuaian dengan program yang dilaksanakan ini dan juga in line with the MC dan MC cakap orang putih, tiba-tiba saya cakap Melayu pula. So let's ambil sempena program today. I wish to congratulate the contestants for making it to the finals. I know that to make it here today, you had to go through 2 challenging stages. I'm sure whoever is announced the winner of this competition, as we would find out shortly, all are winners and all are already great speakers. Indeed, one of the objectives of INTAN's Stand and Speak, Talk Your Way to the Top, is to provide a platform for our public sector officers to enhance and display their public speaking skills. Through this program, we will be able to build a pool of talented, confident and influential speakers in public service who can at any time and in any situation engage and communicate in public. We hope that this program will continue to attract officers from all schemes and services to participate in the coming years as it has this year. Ladies and gentlemen, as INTAN moves towards enhancing its digital capability and readiness, as well as exploring new learning experiences for our participants, I am pleased to inform that this program encapsulates these ideas successfully. We didn't only embrace the digital platform, we also combined learning with competition to make it more impactful. The 3-phased program began with a 3-minute video submission by interested contestants sharing their aspirations on the theme of the future as I see it. The theme sparked contestants to talk about the future from different perspectives and angles of life. We made it easy for them to submit their videos using social media platforms, which is the WhatsApps. It proved not only to be efficient, but also cost-saving. It's free, right? WhatsApp is free. On top of that, we managed to get a wider reach where entries from Sabah and Sarawak were among the 70 video submissions received. The contestants were also from various grades and schemes of services. The second phase combined coaching and mentoring. A total of 29 successful contestants attended a 2-day workshop and had the opportunity to work with some of Malaysia's world public speaking champions, such as Professor Dr. Abi Vira Kumarasivam from Sunday University and Dr. Siti Haria from University Science Malaysia. They joined the ranks of others as coaches and mentors to provide the necessary support and encouragement to contestants to always think creatively and critically when preparing their speeches. Here in Bukit Kiara, the contestants were grounded in the art and techniques of public speaking. Speaking is the easy part, however, persuading others is not. Neither does constructing a speech text within such a short time. This is where the coaching and mentoring workshop helped in guiding the participants. Being the pioneers of this first public speaking competition, we look forward to those who competed in the semi-finals and final to lend your support to your colleagues in your own departments to take up the public speaking challenge. I am pleased to note that the finalists today consist of 2 medical doctors, 3 pharmacists, 3 PTD officers, and 2 educators. I'd like to record my appreciation to the Secretary Generals, Director Generals of ministries and agencies for their support to this program. Datuk-datuk, ladies and gentlemen, in INTAN, we provide many opportunities for public sector officers to learn and develop in various fields, and language is one of them. Being in the forefront of language development and assessment, INTAN has over the years provided the much needed programs for enhancing language competency in the public service. Our programs comprise various categories, all aimed at addressing the language needs of the public sector. Through the Cluster for Language Excellence, we hope to address the assessment and development needs of the public service through a comprehensive policy. Such initiatives can already be seen in the Public Service Department's requirement that all Hadiah Latihan Persekutuan or HLP recipients attend INTAN courses if they didn't secure Band 4 and above in the English Language Proficiency Assessment or the LPA. As we conduct more assessments, it has become clear that our public service officers would benefit from various forms of developmental programs, and we hope that INTAN's Stand and Speak Talk Your Way to the Top will be among the many that will contribute to this effort. Looking ahead, we cannot afford to be complacent. We have to be very mindful that to remain competitive and aspire to be a dominant force in the world economy by 2050, we need to master several languages, including English and another foreign language, just as other countries are doing. A report from PricewaterhouseCoopers suggests that by 2050, China, the United States, India, Vietnam, Indonesia and South Korea would be among the top 10 economies in the world. Of these, Vietnam and Indonesia, two countries closest to us, are already forging ahead. Our Prime Minister, Yang Amat Berhormat Tun Mahathir Mohamad, also emphasized the importance of English during his first cabinet meeting. He called on all government officials to master it, as it is an important language for international communication and business. Public officials can help forge sustainable relationships with our counterparts in the different civil services around the globe that would benefit our country. Ladies and gentlemen, before I end, I would like to congratulate the Cluster for Language Excellence for their efforts in organizing this type of an enrichment program. To all the panelists, I wish you all the best, and I congratulate the winners for your hard work and enterprise. I am sure you have benefited much from this program. More important, I hope you will continue to learn and progress in your language enhancement aspirations and inculcate such an attitude in your daily work and careers. It is by such means that we will be able to contribute towards positioning Malaysia as one of the leading nations in the world. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Yang Berbahagia Dato'. Now may I invite, please be seated, Dato'. Thank you. Right, now may I invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Burhan bin Dollah, Director General of the Public Service Department, to deliver his speech. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, selamat petang. Salam saini Malaysiaku. Saudari pengacara majlis yang berbahagia, Datuk Suryani, Datuk Ahmad, Director of the National Institute of Public Administration INTAN, Datuk Dr. Nur Ishak Abdullah, Ketua Pengarah Kesihatan Kementerian Kesihatan, Yang Mulia Raja Datuk Nur Syirwan Zainal Abidin, Deputy Secretary General Bilateral Affairs, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Datuk-Datuk pengarah JPE, ketua-ketua bahagian Institute Guest, ladies and gentlemen. Pertamanya saya ingin mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi syukur kehadirat Allah SWT kerana berpeluang. Bukan senang nak jumpa orang hebat-hebat macam tuan-tuan dan puan-puan ni. Untuk mengucapkan terima kasih kepada INTAN khususnya kerana menjemput saya untuk mengaji penyampaian hadiah dan juga penutupan program INTAN Stand and Speak SS Talk Your Way to the Top 2018. So SS ni macam shock sendiri pun dia juga. Okay. Sebagai kita menghormati bahasa Melayu sebagai bahasa kebangsaan, saya mulakan dengan bahasa Melayu. Dan yang bagi Datin, Datuk, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, izinkan saya meneruskan dalam bahasa yang sewajarnya. The members of the Cluster for Language Excellence to be congratulated for their initiative and effort in this making this English public speaking competition for civil servant a reality, saya percaya. And it is indeed an honor for me to be part of this important event and to see how our civil service officers have fared throughout this program. So, ladies and gentlemen, the idea of improving English proficiency among civil servants is nothing new actually, as mentioned by Datuk Suryani, Prime Minister Yang Amat Berhormat Tun Dr. Mahathir, once said that if we only master Bahasa Melayu, we cannot actively move forward in the world, especially in the economic world. So, as the lingua franca and also the language for knowledge, English is not only a medium for communication, but it's also a tool to move forward in this demanding and challenging world. And as most of us are aware, almost every country has its own second or foreign language that is spoken or used among its various communities or citizens. US, for instance, Spanish is the most used foreign language, while in Japan and Korea, English is their main foreign language, followed by Mandarin. So it is important then to appreciate that a second language can be a huge asset in our work and help us to adapt to and master the challenges in the global arena. So the recent shift of government has proven to be a challenging time for civil service officers, as we know. Negative public perceptions are still difficult to change, as we know. But it is our duty to endeavor to communicate government policies effectively to the people. And apart from Bahasa Melayu, English is a proven medium that has allowed the people in this country to exchange their ideas and make their points of view heard by the government. And there are many who still misunderstand. As we know that the misunderstanding is still there. The rationale behind the effort to improve English proficiency in the public service as well as in the public domain. Dia kata macam kita nak mengenepikan bahasa Melayu as bahasa rasmi and so on. So we should understand this, and the main one being that it will be at the expense of Bahasa Melayu or even their mother tongues. So it is our responsibility to assure them that this is not so, and that the traditional language will remain important. Inform them that English is used full tool to gain access to knowledge and books, as most of them have been translated into that language rather than any other in the world. And the multilingual and multiracial countries such as ours should not feel threatened, as we will still be speaking in Malay, Mandarin, Tamil, or in any other language at home or elsewhere, as we choose. So, ladies and gentlemen, the government has come up with several initiatives to meet the objective of improving and strengthening English proficiency among public service officers, among them being an English competency test for the senior civil servant. So that is being held. I think already held. We have done twice every Saturday. I take on Saturday. And in announcing this on the June 6th, Prime Minister said that the civil servant must have a strong command of English to enable them to communicate and negotiate effectively, especially with foreign parties. So competent public service officers with strong communication skill are a valuable resource in effectively conveying the right message in government policies and programs, managing issues, negotiating positions, ensuring the experience, aspirations of the government in furthering the interests of the nation. So the language competency of public servant lies on how well you speak the language, how efficiently you deliver the message, how confident you are when delivering the message, and how eloquently you use language in appropriate context. Without this competency, the credibility of the officers will surely be in doubt, and this will hamper the effective carrying out of the government policies and initiatives. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that Stand&Speak SS Talk Your Way to the Top program by INTAN has contributed toward the objective of mastering and speaking English with confidence among civil servants. And this is an important initiative at INTAN level to assist the government in achieving in our objective of achieving. And I'm glad to see how this program has provided an outreach for the public officers from different ministries and agencies to come and participate. And I'm glad to see that KP of Kesehatan do come, because I was told that they mentioned just now by Dato Director that 5 of the finalists out of 10 are coming from Kesehatan. No wonder Dato Isham was here. So I congratulate all of you who have come from this part. And this is with the support, right? With the support. There's just like 50% of the finalists are from Kementerian Kesehatan, because we know the boss is around. Keep pushing them, seeking to improve and strengthen these aspects of our culture and aspirations. So ladies and gentlemen, I hope to see this program become an annual platform, not only to enhance English language and communication skill, but also foster better networking and collaboration among ministries and agencies all around Malaysia. That's why just now we mentioned about 3 schemes of service, that is PTT, the teachers, and the health services. So I'm confident that this program will be a stepping stone for public service officers to position themselves well toward enhancing their skills and aptitudes in meeting the challenges in the global economic, social, and political domain. So on that note, with the phrase of Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I officially bring to close INTAN Stand&Speak SS Talk Your Way to the Top 2018. Sekian wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum.
Thank you very much, Yang Berbahagia Datuk. Yang Berbahagia Datuk, may I request that you remain on stage. We also would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Datuk Suryani binti Datuk Ahmad, Director of INTAN, accompanied by Dr. Kanisa binti Abdul Qadir, Head of Cluster for Language Excellence, to be on stage for the certificate and prize giving ceremony. As a token of appreciation, we would like to invite the panel judges to receive Certificate of Appreciation. We invite Professor Dr. Abimanyu Veerakumarasivam, Chairman of Young Scientists Network, Academy of Sciences Malaysia, who is also the head judge. Puan Punita Vani Mutusami, Deputy Head of Cluster for Expertise Development, INTAN. Encik Nur Anwar Hadi bin Nur Azman, Content Creator, Writer and Social Media Influencer. Thank you. And next, for making it to the final round, may I now call upon all the finalists to receive their certificate of participation. We request that all finalists to remain on stage. And we begin with the first finalist, Puan Adela Melati binti Ahmad Tarmizi from Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Encik Gerard T. Melodia from Ministry of Health. Puan Payal Chaudhry, anak perempuan PK Chaudhry from Ministry of Health. Dr. Malaveli Segarmurthy from Ministry of Health. Dr. Nur Nabila binti Zulkifli from Ministry of Health. Encik Sofian bin Abdul Rahman from the Prime Minister's Office. Encik Muhammad Zulkarnain Yazid from Ministry of Human Resources. Encik Lim Soo Yi from Ministry of Health. Puan Chantini Chandra Sekaran Naidu from Ministry of Education. Finally, Encik Jonathan Francis Xavier from Ministry of International Trade and Industry. Ladies and gentlemen, now we've come to the most awaited part of the day, which is the announcement of the winners. The second runner-up, Encik Muhammad Zulkarnain Yazid from Ministry of Human Resources. Congratulations. The first runner-up, Dr. Malaveli Segarmurthy from Ministry of Health. And the champion of INTAN Stand&Speak, Talk Your Way to the Top 2018. Drum rolls, please. Encik Sofian bin Abdul Rahman from the Prime Minister's Office. Congratulations. A worthy champion indeed. Congratulations to all the winners. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them another loud round of applause.